Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to the Off Studio. Joined again with your host right now, Mr. Nate Rasa, right here, being extra cringy today, and also because it's very hot outside. Just to let y'all know, it's entirely insane what it is. Also, it's really pretty, considering I'm at the place, one of the spots, one of my favorite spots to ramble, I guess. As you can tell, it's a lot of good rivers and supposedly hopefully there's no wildlife over here. But anyways, enough about that. We're talking about me today. The show where we talk about me and not JC because she's not with me today. What? I am going to finally address a question from one of the very first off studio episode that I did. Hillary, if you're listening, this was something you said. The question was, how did you feel misunderstood growing up? Something like that. I think that's what it was. How did I feel being misunderstood growing up? That's quite the. It's funny because I want to make it sound dramatic as if it was but it was clear I was pretty misunderstood. Girl, I was raised by two SI dom parents, and the rest, a lot of my friends are censors. Generally, it wasn't even a matter of was I going to be misunderstood. I feel like that was just a given that I was. So because that ended up happening, so let's take a trip down memory lane and let's figure out, and hopefully I don't get eaten by a coyote or a bear as I venture into the outdoors alive. I really do hope that there's nothing here, because if I do get eaten, this is my last episode, then by all means, at least I might look pretty under this filter. No, I don't. How did I feel being misunderstood, or what did I do with that? Well, what made me feel misunderstood? Well, aside from the obvious fact that I was surrounded by sensors, and as an intuitive, it's not necessarily easy, but a lot of it is because I also have a very high energy demeanor. I'm not showing it right now, or maybe I am showing it right now, but I have a pretty high demeanor for high attitude disposition. It's very high energy, and at the time when I was younger, I was super energetic, and I would always cause whoever you were, it didn't matter who you were. I had no stranger danger issues. If I lock eyes with you, we're dancing. That was like the full-on fact. I was gonna kidnap you. We're gonna start dancing. Whatever we are is gonna be a dance floor, and you're forced it. That's it. So high strung, high extrovert, very social, and it rubbed people. I think a lot of people really wrong. Not in a bad way, but just in an awkward way, because I mean, everybody was going through awkward phases, and I thought that the only way through my awkward phases was just to thrive in it and just to party it out as my alternative. So, here's to that. But with that being said, as growing up and then realizing you got a lot of feelings because FI kicked in, that was definitely a big issue of mine back in my teens, because FI was, I don't know if other ENFPs can relate to this or has talked about this, but it's one of the most awkward and annoying things to ever pop up when you have FI second and you are a teenager, because for some reason it's the hormones, and then the hormones and then the feelings, and then not really trying to awkwardly understand your place in society while also trying to reconcile your idea of what it means to be a man. It's just. And as a feeler guy, that's definitely another issue of mine as well that came up was, oh, why is he so in tune with his feelings? And why couldn't he just, shove it down and not deal with it? Or why is he always crying? I was a crybaby, a huge crybaby. And as in anything could make me cry. I also hated pain, which I feel was such a very seven moment. You get a one little kind of scab on a leg and you just start going, no, life's hard. So yeah, it's been a lot of that. And I used to be so embarrassed in high school that I would just choose to I retreated. I was very reclusive in high school. The small group of people who did like me, or pushing it to be honest, who were fine tolerating my existence, let's say, we got along fine, and they got to know me for the energetic person that I used to be when I was a kid. But then, once that kind of faded out, and, for the rest of the people, the majority, I usually don't show anything much to the majority, because the majority, to me, didn't really matter, and it's way too much work to push yourself more and get yourself out there, and that was pretty awkward. So, that's what ended up happening. So, growing misunderstood, I felt I wanted to be understood, I wanted somebody to, reach out and like notice me and be like, hey, you're okay, you're not crazy. I constantly try to remind myself of, oh, you're not crazy. Or but then that kind of fades pretty quickly, because what ended up happening is I ended up just convincing myself that, you know what, maybe you are, and let's be wild and whimsical and fun, because that to me is, oh wait, hold on, there's a trail here that leads to the edge of the river, and I'm into it, honestly. I'm into it. So we're gonna go there. We're doing it. And there's people. I sense the presence of folks. There are human beings here. Look at this river. Yo. This is the first time I've actually found this. I'm actually here for this energy. Wow. I haven't been. Ah, sorry, there's a fluff that went in my mouth. Oh, dang. The water here is so clear and so pretty. Again, beauty comes with a price. If I die here tonight or today or this afternoon, it was really hot outside and I probably smell pretty bad, but so be it. Life's hard. That's what it is, and to make it happen anyway. But anyways, look at that nice water. Look at that peaceful leaf. I want to be that leaf, honestly. I want to be that leaf that's just drifting by, connecting with my, ooh, look at that Zen leaf right there. Look at that leaf. That leaf's just taking it. He's like, hey, look at me. I'm not gonna move because I'm solid with my own foundation. Oh wait, I think he's just gripping on a rock. Never mind that. But look, I may have opposition and I ain't gonna move. It's not me that move, it's you move. You move. So, yeah. A camera on one hand, or my phone, hopefully not dropping it is another issue. But if anything slips and you guys, and this is all documented, then by all means you can see why I don't have SE. But nothing stops a good, how did I get back to where I was? Man, having poor SI also is an issue. Okay, so we're gonna make that leap and stretch. Whoops. Regarding about that whole thing about wanting someone to notice me, I don't know if other FI people could relate to that. Just having a lot of feelings inside and not know how to properly express it. I feel like that's one of the biggest things I had to deal with. Not knowing, I mean, right now I'm by myself in like a sad excuse of a river, trying to express feelings alone, taking a vlog about it, because that to me is how we express feelings. I once, just for the side gig here, I once did like a 3-minute video of saying I love you to myself, and that was the most awkward thing I've ever done. So it's very hard. I feel like and I don't know if this is because of some kind of like conditional thing that I've done to myself, that I've like over the years, because I didn't want just to be a burden to other people. I felt like there's a big part of me that just, I am responsible for me, because clearly no one's responsible, like no one, not so much as no one's responsible of me, but like clearly no one's noticing what I am, so whatever these feelings are inherently mine. Therefore, because no one shares it and no one can understand it, so why do I have to care about what other people kind of go? So again, it was the narrative, like I was just spinning on my own and making it happen. And that ended up becoming like a thing. And I feel like that's a lot of development too. Like now that I've said it, I feel like it's a lot of the development for FI that we come to the conclusion that no one gets us. But in a personal me state, that's kind of how my mind went. And in a way, I'm kind of like trying to unlearn those things that I put on myself, because in a way, like what if no one understands you? They eventually will. I feel like the intention, the thought is what counts. And if the core beliefs value here is that if everybody is inherently unique and different and special and then you can carry that principle and apply to everybody else. So everyone's all just not going to try then if we're all so special that we just can't be bothered. So compromises. Take a moment and like listen to another person. And I think a big part of helping me out when things went down was like finally being able to sit down and like, hey, let's not be this high energetic person. Not because someone told me and I was being shamed for being overly happy, but take a moment and genuinely listen to somebody and see if they react, because you realize that those feelings are the ones that other people share too, about feeling that no one's listening to them. And I realized to myself, I'm like, hey, if no one's listening to me, I can't do the logic of, well, then no one has to listen to me and I can do whatever I want. I had to reframe it as, because no one's listening to me, I'm going to be the person that listens to them. Right? Sounds pretty righteous enough, right? It seems pretty doable. And in a way, it also caused a double-edged sword because I ended up becoming slightly of a bit of a pushover, and because I ended up listening too much. But again, I soak up a lot of information when I'm not talking, so there's that. But then when I'm alone right now, I can process a lot of information when I am talking, so I guess everything fits. But anyways, it's been like that for... I hope that answers your question. It's been quite some time since I've had to talk about it. I don't think I've ever really brought it up. Probably because I guess I never really felt the need to. It's nice to actually be able to talk this and process it. You guys get to see me kind of in real time, albeit with a lot of different distractions as I try to make something happen about this. I don't know, like, am I entertaining? Probably am not. I'm probably just weird to watch, and that's exactly what it's gonna be. But anyways, thank you guys for watching for the Off Studio. Welcome back to me and to people, and stay tuned for JC's later on in the week. Who knows what else she got to bring up her sleeve, as I have things up my sleeve. I'm so excited. I want to tell the responses. Me and her, we got plans and projects spanning the next 6 months in the making, both individual and collaborative projects. So that's all I can probably throw down for the folks in there who are fascinated and excited about that. They're like, really? You guys aren't done? I'm like, no. Do not underestimate the power of any. No. Yeah, we got a lot going on. It's gonna be plenty. So yeah, well, stay tuned. And without further ado, I mean, enjoy the rest of your day, your morning, your whatever, your week, and see you guys again by the next week of the Off Studio, or just stay tuned for the next releases of, the I Just Can't Even With Myself show. It's gonna be popping in about, I can't believe I just said that. My friends in real life don't really know me to be that person that like says things like lit, poppin', awesome, because I don't. And here I am online going like lit, poppin'. It's gonna be great. Let's put it that way. I'm excited personally for it, and I don't look it, but it's inside. I'm an FI user. My feelings operate on different time zones, so by all means, you'll see it and you'll be happy. And if I'm excited now, it'll be exciting later. Yeah. So without further ado, thanks again, guys, for watching, and have a good day. Bye.